The ESI, which is the Environment and Sustainability Institute, is an institute that brings together academics from across different departments in the university so we can find solutions to our environmental and climate problems.
For me, it's being part of a larger team, larger interdisciplinary consortium, which makes it much more exciting and also useful to have people in different disciplines to work on the same problem. So we are helping businesses to make better decisions in terms of their production practices so that they understand better the kind of environmental impact they have. We also work with governments so that they have better strategic plans for the region. For example, how here in Cornwall, how Cornwall should develop its economy into a low carbon economy by 2030 or beyond. And also how we can help nature, how we can help our environment to grow alongside our economy. Essentially, we all have to do better to be able to help our planet, to save our planet from this environmental crisis we're currently in. And hopefully my research is going to help people to do that and make some real-world impacts.
Antibiotic resistance is a huge problem that this world is facing. Bacteria can rapidly become resistant to all kinds of drugs because they can acquire the genes that encode resistance. And so we want to come up with new solutions with which we can reduce this burden of antibiotic resistance. And we think that CRISPR-Cas will be one of those solutions. One of the approaches that we use to tackle these kind of questions is experimental evolution. So for example, we can introduce these mobile CRISPR elements into a community, a synthetic community that we grow in glass vials here in the lab. So we can measure on a daily basis how the level of antibiotic resistance in those communities has gone down. So I received a BBSSC New Investigator grant last month to understand in much more detail how they immunosuppress their hosts and how other phages benefit from these anti-CRISPR proteins present in the community. And this is really hugely exciting because it allows me to work together with people that use biophysical methods to look at phage interactions. And this will really help to get a deeper understanding about how these anti-CRISPR phages work. And this grant is giving me an opportunity as well to hire a postdoc and a technician, which is for me the first time to do that, so that's hugely exciting.
ESI is a scientific hub for interdisciplinary science. I study the ecology of free-ranging domestic dogs. The majority of my fieldwork is conducted in rural communities in Chad and Ethiopia. One project that we're currently working on is trying to understand dog ecology from the perspective of the epidemiology of guinea worm, which is a disease that has implications for human health. So I think our research will benefit Cornwall in that it will really put Cornwall on the map, where we're contributing to a global public health issue. We are working alongside the WHO and also the Carter Centre and the Gates Foundation. And if this eradication programme is to be successful, a guinea worm will be the second disease to ever be globally eradicated after smallpox.
The ESI does a lot of research, primarily trying to target problems related to the environment. It tries to create solutions which are more sustainable for the future. Buildings are among the highest consumers of electricity across the globe. They consume about 40% of the electricity that is produced, and they are responsible for a third of the carbon emissions. But not many people like the look of solar panels. So it's very important and crucial that we embed the solar technology within the building skin so that it becomes an integral part of the building and The way we can do that is by having solar technology embedded into the construction materials of our buildings. This is a regular construction material which is also popularly known as a glass brick or a glass block. What we have done here is try to integrate cutting edge level solar technology into these construction materials so that they do the primary function of allowing certain amount of daylighting that would be going into your building, but at the same time generate clean energy. It is by developing these kind of solutions that we can actually tackle the biggest problem of energy consumption by buildings. Well, just last year we won the Cornwall Sustainability Award within the innovation category. Really, we are all thrilled by that particular award, and we really want to go further in our work.
The ESI is both a building and a group of people. It's a research institute that is designed to tackle problems of environmental change by using a whole range of different approaches in tandem.
And so we are trying to find solutions to reduce the hunting rate of cats. This is a big project, and it's called Cats, Cat Owners and Wildlife.
So in our research we're involving cat owners from across the southwest, but particularly in Cornwall. Martina's been doing some work with them where she's been tracking the cats to find out where they go. And we also have working groups here with participants in Cornwall, so help us to learn about how to reduce hunting behaviour and what they can do to get involved with that. This is a Birds Be Safe collar. This is designed so that birds will be able to see cats coming from quite a distance by framing the cat's face in such a way that it's very visible.
So this is the tracking device we are using, and we are going to track them before the interventions and after the interventions to see if there is any kind of changing their roaming behavior.
This project has a broader aim as well, which is to tackle an issue that has been quite controversial in the past, which is the impact that cats have on wildlife. We're not interested in looking at the impacts cats have on wildlife, but how we might reduce any impacts that they might have, and do so in a way that engages cat owners and takes into account their concerns and is practical and feasible for them to achieve.
My favourite thing about the ESI has got to be the fact that everybody loves it when I do something different. Nobody bats an eyelid when I come in with a stack full of sewing machines, or when I put up a huge exhibition that I think maybe in a standard social science institute people would be a bit, ooh, what is she doing? Fast fashion is the tendency to sort of buy a product one week and then the next week realise that it's not in fashion anymore and perhaps throw it away. And that's one of the things we want to reverse, is to try to slow that down. We don't want to stop people making money out of fashion, but we want to find new and creative ways to make fashion more sustainable. What we've done on our project is we've engaged around 60 participants in 40 days worth of workshops, teaching them the whole process of making, mending and modifying clothing to try to reverse fast fashion, which has really bad consequences for the environment and for people who are in underpaid jobs. So we have a big launch event this evening. The event in its entirety is called Sustainable Clothing Journeys, because it's about the journeys not only of our participants but also the journey of items of clothing and the journeys that need to be taken in order to make fashion more sustainable. We know from the literature that just preaching to people about what's right and wrong doesn't work. So we were experimenting with a new model for behaviour change, which involves providing people with the things to make the change. So we taught them how to do these things, and then finally, because we had people working in these workshops in small groups, we were able to provide them with senses of meaning. And I think that our work is showing that this model of behaviour change has a lot of traction and that it could be quite successful, even outside of the context of sustainable clothing.
The reason for bringing people together across departments is because sometimes those solutions need more than just a technological fix or a social solution or a biological solution. You need to think about these challenges in the round with lots of people from different disciplines, and that's why we're brought together in an institute.